The House of Representatives has approved a White House request to claw back 2 years of previously approved funding for public media. The rescissions package now moves on to the Senate. This move poses a serious threat to local stations and public media as we know it. Please take a stand for public media today at goacpr.org. Thank you.
Hello and welcome to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers, and we're broadcasting this week from the disposal division here at Car Talk Plaza. I had an idea for you. I was, my dear brother. I was reading last week that the Russians are planning to scuttle the Mir space station in early 1999.
What are they waiting for?
By sending it crashing down. It may do it by itself, crashing down into the Pacific Ocean. And I realized that the Mir station is the Dodge Dart of the space age. And it further occurred to me, this leaves the entire Atlantic available for the Dart. Can it make it that far?
I go right by the Atlantic Ocean almost every day.
Does it beckon?
It veers to the right. I mean, every time I go near, I have to pull that wheel back. Maybe it's like whales beaching themselves.
It is.
You think the Dart is trying to...
Yes.
Commit
it's trying
suicide?
to euthanize itself. Yeah. It knows. How is the Dart? I haven't seen it.
The Dart is great.
It's alive.
It's alive. In fact, my son asked me to make an appointment with you to put seatbelts in it so he can drive it because he ain't getting his own car, as we know. Well, we don't know that yet.
We know he's not getting his own car.
We don't. Yeah.
And how many seatbelts does he need?
He needs just one. He told him he can't take anybody with him.
No, he's all by himself.
All by himself. How
about a beach ball between him and the steering?
You know, that would work.
It might be good enough.
If it were transparent, you could just put it right up in front and look through it.
There you go.
A beach ball windshield.
I always knew you were.
We may have something.
I always knew you were a genius. God. You don't have any mail or anything to read. Okay, we'll go right to the phones now. Or do you have something interesting?
Let's see. Maybe I have a joke here I can read. No, I don't. I don't have any jokes.
All right. Look, I know we have a lot of people anxious to call.
Yeah, 3.
Well,
maybe one.
We'll get rid of them and then we'll do the puzzle. If you'd like to call us about your car or the Mir space station, the number is 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
Good. This is Linda from Red Bluff.
Well,
where's that?
Wait.
Red Bluff.
Red Bluff.
Sounds like a Montana place.
Oh, nope.
Arizona.
California.
Where?
California.
Oh, then it must be Lynda.
Oh, my God. How did you know?
How did I know?
I love you. You must be the cute one.
Lynda from Red Bluff.
Wait. What was that again? You must be the cute one?
Well, if you got my name right.
Well, that implies that the other one of us isn't.
No, he's the cuter one.
I am the cute one, yeah.
Okay.
I am the cute one. And the smart one.
The smart one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what's up?
Okay, well, basically, I'm having kind of a dispute with my dad. He's my neighbor, and he takes care of my truck. I have a little 79 Chevy Love, so it's an older vehicle, and he and I do all the maintenance and the care on it. The thing is it does this weird thing when it rains. Only when it rains or it's real heavy fog, but whenever it's damp outside, it won't drive properly in the first 2 gears. I have to get over 45 miles an hour for it to run smoothly. It kind of, and I have to feather the gas to make it run, and he says there's nothing wrong with it, and then I'm crazy. He'll do like a perfect tune-up, and everything's great. Points are great. Plugs are great. Oil's been changed. Timing's set. All the belts are okay, but it still does this.
He has never experienced it because he doesn't drive it. He just helps you do the work.
Bingo.
Well, I mean, the symptoms that you describe are classic symptoms of secondary shorting out.
Oh, really?
Meaning not getting spark to the spark plugs.
Like you have a crack in the coil tower, or bad spark plug wires, or a bad distributor cap, any one of those 3 things. And he may have tuned it up and may have even changed the wires in the cap, but he may have overlooked the coil tower.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't think of that. I was just wondering if there was something weird about it because it only happens when it's wet.
Yeah, well, that's why it's a classic symptom, because it only happens when it's wet.
Because wet creates a conductive path, and so which otherwise isn't there.
I'm not car wise.
Next time it rains, here's what you do. You open the hood and have him sit inside, and you stand outside in the dark and rev the engine a little bit, and you will probably see the sparks jumping.
Okay.
Yeah, you will see a veritable light show.
Yeah. I think it's the coil myself.
Okay.
Me too. See you,
right.
Linda.
Good
Thanks,
luck.
guys. Love you.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
This is Mike from Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Mike.
How you doing?
Good. Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill, yeah. South Jersey.
That's nowhere near Mahwah, is it?
I don't think so. I don't know. I'm a transplant here. I don't
You're
actually.
transplant.
Yeah, I don't get around too much.
You don't know? Do you know where Mahwah is?
Honestly, I don't even know where it is.
Well, honestly, neither do I.
But we know it's in New Jersey.
We know it's in New Jersey.
And we also know.
Yeah. We also know that it is the location of Jaguar of North America. Jaguar Motor Cars. And I'm just going on notice here to say that if I don't have an XK8 convertible in my driveway in the next 3 days, I am going to publicly announce the phone numbers, names, fax numbers, and email addresses of certain people at Jaguar Cars of North America
Who are
in
responsible.
Mahwah, New Jersey, who are responsible
For the
getting-
withholding.
who have been promising me this car since July, when the sun was out, I should add. So I'm just going on notice saying that if I don't have that car in 3 days, they're done
The
for.
reason you don't have it is they're busy removing the trunk from the car before they send it to you, so you won't scratch it with your bike rack like you did the last
come
one.
on.
But that's all. Anyway, Mike,
If I find out where it is, I'm not above hurting somebody for you.
what a guy.
You're my kind of guy, Mike. Okay, we can talk.
Do you have the dream sequence music queued up? Because this is it all started when?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it all started when?
I had a Honda CRX. My wife had a Subaru Loyale 91. Okay?
Yeah.
It's got 86,000 miles on it now. Now, we since got married, had 2 children, and we got rid of the Honda, obviously, because you can only have, two people in it at one time.
Yeah.
So we had to go out and get a new Plymouth Voyager van.
Okay, so this is a 97?
Yeah, 96.
96 Voyager.
Right.
Ah,
Okay, so I become the owner of the Subaru, and of course she gets the new van.
yeah.
So here's my question. When I drive it like 4 miles up to the daycare place where I take these 2 beautiful little kids.
Yeah.
And
dump them off for the day.
And drop them off for the whole day.
Yeah.
And on the way up there, it's just this loud beep, 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 pinging noise coming out of the engine. Sounds like metal on metal, almost like aluminum on aluminum.
Oh.
It gets soft, gets loud. Sometimes it stops at a light, but it always seems to be, with the revolutions, it goes slower, and when you step on the gas, it gets faster. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't do it. Now,
And it'll do this even if you're not moving. It's just when the engine's running, it does it.
exactly.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I got it.
Okay, oh,
I got it.
please tell me.
Well, no, go ahead. Give us more information because I might not have it.
Well, if you want more information. Now,
Make up something, Mike.
my wife, God love her, she thinks that it's not going to hurt the car. I think that something needs to be done. As a matter of fact, I took it to the local Joe's Dairy Queen / garage down the street.
Yeah.
He said to me when I picked it up, he smiles at me with all 4 teeth and says, "You need a new engine soon."
Well, you don't have many miles on it. I'm going to bet that you have 70,000 miles in this car.
86,000.
That's what I
Yeah,
thought.
70 Celsius.
Yeah.
86,000. That's not a lot.
Yeah. Well, what you don't understand is my wife, who I think is Shirley Muldowney's daughter, drove the car quite a while before I got it.
Yeah. So she took care of this car, and is she pretty good about changing the oil and stuff?
Let me put it this way: her idea of car maintenance is about the 2 soaking rains we get a year. She drives it around the block to wash it.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, unfortunately,
in which case,
the guy at the gas station may be right.
He may be
my
right.
my first guess is that you have sticky valves. You could have sticky valves due to deposits in the valve train,
Okay.
and that could cause that what you're hearing is the valves being you're hearing the camshaft whack against the lifters.
I don't like it.
You'll trust me. You'll like it. Okay. Now that could also
Right now, I don't like it.
That could also be caused by They could also be caused by low oil pressure, which would be the reason that this fellow at the gas station suggested you might need an engine.
Yeah.
But we can certainly put his theory to rest by having an oil pressure test done.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're sure that there's enough oil in the engine?
Yeah, absolutely. The guy who, when I took it for the muffler, he actually changed the oil for me, and miraculously, it drove great for about a month, and then it just started coming back. I don't know.
Oh, say that again now.
He changed the oil when he fixed the muffler, and he said he actually said my pressure was good, but you have to watch because it may get bad.
Yeah.
Something to that effect.
Well, you need
And during that ensuing month, the noise went away.
Yes, it did, almost completely.
There goes the sticky valve. I knew I didn't like that theory. I knew it. Jerry, I didn't like it, Jerry.
Well, Mike,
Yes.
you're in trouble, man.
You're in trouble. You know what? I think you might need a new engine.
Mike, good luck.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Start saving for the engine. I think that's what you've been looking at.
Really? Okay.
See you, man.
See you, Mike.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
The Puzzler answer and more calls are coming up right after this.
Pop Culture Happy Hour, NPR's easy breezy, laid back pop culture podcast, has brought you the best in culture for the past 15 years.
That means we spent the last 15 years talking about what exactly?
Bad reality TV, actually good Marvel movies,
Actually awful Marvel movies.
reboots, pop music,
Prestige dramas.
Netflix slop. That's 15 years of buzzy pop culture chit chat, and here's to many more with you along for the ride. Listen to Pop Culture Happy Hour on the NPR app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Grab a snack, make the bed, check your mail, or catch up on the latest news with the NPR News Now podcast. Listen in the time it takes you to do any of those other activities or while doing them. We bring you the stories you need to know in just 5 minutes every hour of every day. Listen now to the NPR News Now podcast.
You're listening to NPR because you're curious. You want to know what the world is like beyond the surface. NPR feeds that curiosity with stories from real people with real experiences and all the perspectives that come with them. It's our right to be curious and our prerogative to listen. So keep your curiosity alive. Hear the bigger picture every day on NPR.
Hey, you'll never in a million years guess what it's time for.
Break? Are we on break?
No, it's time to answer
nap.
last week's puzzler.
No
Last
kidding.
week's puzzler. Boy, it's been a long time since I've uttered.
And here we are, and I can't remember it. You mean the puzzler is back?
Back, back and front.
It was back last week, and you would think, with such a momentous day as the return of the puzzler, number one of the season, that I would remember.
Well, the puzzle was sore. It was very disappointed. It was angry. It was sore because no flowers were here. I mean, there was nothing.
Yeah.
No fanfare, no trumpets, no dancing girls, no nothing.
And I don't remember it, which means I guess no one takes it very seriously.
I guess not, except I take it
Except you,
seriously.
yeah.
Anyway, here it is.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll remember it.
You will in a second. A customer shows up at the garage the other day. First time in a long time we've had a customer. He's an elderly gentleman. He's got some old jalopy, and he says, my car's running really lousy, and I need some of that fuel system additive that you guys sell.
Still don't
Still
remember.
nothing, huh? And we sell this stuff. I don't know what it is, but it's composed of lizard lips and Aleppo galls.
Aleppo gall. Bruised Aleppo gall.
Bruised.
By the way, I found out what an Aleppo gall is. I'll tell you later.
Oyster shells, etc. So I sell him a can of this stuff, which he's going to put in his gas tank. And I'm not really listening to him, but he says, it's running lousy, I'm getting terrible mileage, and I've got to do something. It diesels when I shut it off, and I can't afford to really fix it. So he says, what do I do with this stuff? I tell him, you put it in the tank, you fill the tank up with gas, and drive it. I mean, it won't work unless you drive it. You got to drive it, man, because if it's going to clean the carburetor, you got to drive it. He says, will this work? Will my mileage improve? I said, no, I don't think so. But he buys it anyway.
Sure.
Several hours later, he calls me up. He says, I've been driving around in stop-and-go traffic since I saw you last, since I bought the Aleppo galls from you. And I say, yes, is the car fixed? He says, no. And furthermore, I don't have any brakes. I think I blew a brake line. The pedal went down to the floor.
Brakes. I remember this now.
It's being towed in.
Yeah.
He says, it won't get there before you guys close, but it'll be waiting for you tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Sure enough, we arrived the next morning to find his car with the keys under the mat. And I told one of my guys, check out Ed's car, but be careful because I think he blew a brake line or something because he said he had what?
No brakes.
20 minutes later, the mechanic hands me the keys and says, it's all fixed. Of course, I asked, what did you do? He said, I replaced a fuse. To which I said, you knucklehead, he had no brakes. He said, I replaced a fuse. The car's all fixed. Wow. The question was, how did replacing a fuse fix Ed's car?
This is very good. I have no idea. I remember it now.
The car, I don't remember exactly the year of the car, but it was an old Pontiac T1000, which was also a Chevette. This car has an electric choke, which has a fuse. When the fuse blew, the choke wouldn't open. The car ran lousy. Got what? Lousy mileage. Diesels when he shut it off. Ran lousy. And because the thing was racing all the time because the choke was partially closed.
No vacuum to the booster.
No. He had an automatic transmission car, and he was working against the throttle every time he was riding the car in stop-and-go traffic.
Boiling the fluid!
Look back at page 7 of the puzzler. He was in stop-and-go traffic.
I remember that.
Riding that brake, but it was tantamount to riding with the one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake, and every time he went to slow down, he had to step extra hard on the pedal. The brakes got overheated. The brake fluid boiled. No. He lost his brakes. And, of course, when he towed it in and everything cooled off, the brakes came back.
Fine.
My guy pulls it in and says, there's nothing wrong with the brakes. But after running it for a while, he realizes that the choke ain't opening. The thing is racing at 2,500 RPM.
Oh, wow.
He puts a fuse in. Bingo.
Boy, I mean,
fixed.
I will say that it's...
I mean, was that the most stellar of the first
season?
Was that the best one of the season so far?
It was the best one of the season, but it was a little bit arcane. I mean...
Well, no, it was arcane. But
An electric choke with a fuse? A T1000, of which there were only 6
Well, no,
sold?
there were many cars that had chokes with fuses. Jeez. I just happened to pick this one.
Now, if we happen to have a winner here.
We do have a winner.
Wait a minute. Yeah. My God, we do.
Krusty who?
The winner this week is Dale Gadd, Gadd from Corona, California. And for having his or her, we don't know, correct answer randomly selected by our distinguished panel of judges, Dale is going to win one of our brand new multicolored 10th anniversary Car Talk t-shirts, complete with the slogan celebrating 10 years of bad car advice. Congratulations to you, Dale, the first winner of the new puzzle season.
Of
and
course.
I am happy for you.
Of course. Congratulations, Dale.
Yeah.
Whoever you may be. Anyway.
And whatever you may be.
As always, we will have as always, but as you might expect, we will have a new puzzler coming up in the second half of today's show.
As not always, as not usually.
Sometimes we have, so don't touch that dial. In the meantime, we'll take your calls at 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hi, this is James from Dallas.
Hi, James. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, what's up?
Well, I have an interesting problem. One of my good friends is moving to Europe for a year, and I've talked him out of a lot of his assets here locally. But I can't seem to talk him out of his Lexus. He's convinced that it would be better to either take it or leave it in storage rather than let...
Absolutely wrong. He's absolutely wrong, Jimmy boy.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I knew you were, and we got the 20.
Okay. He seems to be a little afraid of my 2 small children and what they might do to his car as they've done to mine.
What kind of animals are your kids?
Well, I suspect they're just like everyone else's.
How old are they?
They're 9 and 6.
Oh my God.
No, they're okay. No, 9 and 6. 9 and 6 are good.
Does it have leather upholstery?
It does have leather upholstery, and he's a little upset that my upholstery has sand and Jell-O in it.
Well, see, the Jell-O is easily removed.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah.
And he thinks that if he takes it to Amsterdam, that it'll actually be a nice car over there, and he'll get the attention of a lot of women. He's a single guy. He doesn't have any kids. And, I really need to tell him that he needs to get a local car and leave that with me.
I think so. How long is he going to be
Wait a
gone?
minute now. Wait a minute now. We're talking about a guy's love life here. That really throws a crimp into it. I mean, we can talk the technical aspects of this. He doesn't want to put it in storage.
Okay, good.
I mean, you certainly don't want to take a car and for a year lock it up somewhere. That's a crazy thing to do.
Okay.
The car would be better served by having someone drive it in a reasonable manner for that year.
Especially a wonderful and caring friend.
A wonderful and caring
Who
friend.
would look after this car, maybe it's possible, even better than he would have.
That's possible.
And be more protective and caring.
Yeah, but that person couldn't do it, so now I'm trying to.
Yeah, he was out of town also.
Oh, yeah. So he's stuck with you.
Now we bring up the second issue. So the technical aspect is you don't want it to be in storage. But now the issue of if he takes it with him and drives it around Amsterdam and then becomes quite a man about town in Amsterdam because he's driving this Lexus that no one else has, and the women are flocking. Whew. I can see
Yeah,
it.
he should take the car. Yeah, I can't think of any compelling reason why he should leave it with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have the babes all over him, wouldn't he? And you want to deny him this so you can take your snotty kids around in the car and make a mess of it?
Nah. I think you're out of luck, Jimmy.
So you're not going to give me any help here.
I was on your side until you brought up this last issue here.
Yeah, he should find out what it costs to ship the car.
Yeah, it's going to cost a fair amount.
Well, I'm going to keep working on it.
Well, you can keep working on it, but we're not on your side, James, and I'm terribly sorry.
All right. Well, I knew that love life might cause this.
Yeah. Well, I do appreciate the fact that you were brutally honest about this.
And you did mention that.
Yeah. If you hadn't mentioned that, we would have been all on your side.
I wasn't dishonest. I didn't tell him I was going to call you.
Oh, that's good.
Well, keep working on it, James.
Okay.
See you later.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Don't move because more calls and the new puzzler are coming right up.
You know those things you shout at the radio or maybe even at this very NPR podcast? On NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me, we actually say those things on the radio and on the podcast. We're rude across all media. We think the news can take it. Listen to NPR's Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me wherever you get your podcasts.
At Planet Money, we know that economic jargon can sometimes feel like speaking another language.
Yeah, like arbitrage, alpha, autarky.
That's just what's in the news these days. There's also absolute advantage, aggregate demand,
aggregate supply, and this is just the A's.
Oh, animal spirits.
That's a pretty good one. Planet Money from NPR. We help you translate the economy so you can understand the world, wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Terry Gross, host of Fresh Air. Hey, take a break from the 24-hour news cycle with us and listen to long-form interviews with your favorite authors, actors, filmmakers, comedians, and musicians, the people making the art that nourishes us and speaks to our times. So listen to the Fresh Air podcast from NPR and WHYY.
Celebrate independence and support public radio. From July 1st through 6th, get 30% off store-wide at the NPR shop. From fan-favorite mugs to the newest NPR gear, everything's on sale. And every purchase helps power the public radio you love. Shop now at shopnpr.org.
Hi, we're back. You're listening to Car Talk from National Public Radio with us, Click and Clack, the Tappet Brothers. And we're here to discuss cars. Of course, cars. I mean, it's almost unnecessary to say it.
Talk.
Right. I mean, what
And
would
discuss is even unnecessary. It's talk.
Right. Discuss cars, car repair, and what was like?
And the state
of
of
the state of education in America today and tomorrow.
And maybe tomorrow. Get this. The Missouri Assistant Attorney General Eric Vieth got a court order to bar the International Commission for Schools for issuing any future college accreditations in the state. I don't know what this International Commission for Schools is, but evidently they say that colleges are accredited to do certain things. Mm-hmm. For issuing any future college accreditations in the state after it granted one to a fictitious school created by the Attorney General's office.
Aha.
So the Attorney General's office makes up a school.
Got it.
Here it is. Viet's office had asked the commission to accredit Eastern Missouri Business College, a college they described as granting doctorates through the mail in fields such as marine biology, genetic engineering, and aerospace science, even though it's called a business college. Get this now. Now, here's the good part. The college faculty included Arnold Ziffel, which is the name of the pig on the Green Acres TV show, Eddie Haskell,
We know Eddie
from
Haskell.
Leave It to Beaver, and, get this, the faculty, M. Howard, Jerome Howard, and Lawrence Fine, otherwise known as
Mo, Larry, and Curly.
Mo, Larry, and Curly. The college's seal in Latin read, Solum pro avibus est educatio, which loosely translated is, education is for the birds. And these guys, the International Commission for Schools, accredited them.
Well, they fell for it.
They fell for it.
I love it.
M. Howard, Jerome Howard, and Lawrence Fine. That's good. At least it's good to know that a lawyer, which the Attorney General might be, has a sense
Probably.
of humor.
Well, I consider it entrapment. I'd complain.
I think entrapment is fine.
You do?
I mean, if people are supposed to be doing a job, and you contrive a way to find out if they are in fact doing their job, yes, that's entrapment.
Like hidden cameras?
But they're not doing their job, clearly. I mean, these guys are accredited. They said this is an accredited school. I think entrapment is good in all cases.
I'm with you, man.
Always good.
All right, look.
And anyone who doesn't like it is a crybaby. That's what I say.
I'm with you.
Okay.
Until they catch you.
Right.
And I'll be on the other side. Okay, look, it's time for the new puzzler.
Oh.
And I have a plethora of Puzzlers Automotive at my fingertips.
Yeah. So you're going to use a non-automotive one.
I am.
Good.
Only because I didn't want to use two stellar automotive puzzlers in a week.
No.
In a row, rather.
Yeah.
Why waste them?
That's right.
Could have scattered them. I could save a couple for the next decade.
That's true.
Well, this was sent to us via email from Adrian, whose gender I don't know, but I assume it's a woman.
Adrian.
No, well, Adrian could just as easily be a man's name or a woman's name.
Hey, the portrait of Adrian Gray.
A list of Adrian Messenger.
Oh, that's who it was. Yeah, that was a guy.
Adrian Lowe from something.edu. I'll just read it because I'd be
Sure.
hard pressed to improve it, but I may add a little bit here and there.
Mostly in the form of obfuscation.
The beautiful young princess had a dilemma. She was in love with Igor, the blacksmith's son, and a hunchback. And she wanted to marry him. Reminds me, she was having him for tea one day.
Yeah.
And she said, Igor, do you take tea? You take sugar in your tea? And he said, yes. She said, one hump or two?
Is that in there?
No, that was... However,
yes,
she knew that her father, the king, would not approve. Furthermore, if the king knew of their love, he would surely have the young man executed.
Yeah. Or killed.
Better still, they devise a plan.
Yeah.
They will elope. Sadly, their plan is foiled, and they are stopped at the castle gates by the guards, who spotted Igor's hump.
Of course.
And they are brought before the king. Now, the king was indeed furious, but decided to offer Igor a sporting chance, as they say. He said he would write the word princess on one piece of paper and death on another, and the young lad could decide his own fate by selecting one of the slips of paper from a jar. So the two slips are crumbled up, thrown into a jar.
An olive jar.
An olive jar, yes, with no olives in it.
Right.
And young Igor, his fate in his own hands, as we realize.
So if he picks out princess, he gets the princess. Picks out death, boom.
There you
That's
go.
it.
However, the king was
No
sneaky.
middle ground here.
No middle ground. No, pretty binary.
No, like banishment.
No.
How about Elba?
No Elba.
I'll take Elba. I know.
Even if she's ugly, I'll take her. I really wanted the princess, but I'll take
the
Elba.
hump's not going to bother me.
Your sister, Elba. It is you, I realize, drags out there. I'd be done 20 minutes ago with this damn puzzler.
I'm just asking questions here. All right.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
the young man has his fate in his own hands. He has to draw a slip of paper from the jar. However, he knows the king is sneaky and writes death on both slips of paper.
Oh, King Furious the First.
King Furious the First. Sadly, King Furious the First is a sneak.
He's a sneak. He writes death on both pieces of paper.
Despite this, Igor manages to win the princess's hand.
No kidding. And the question is?
How did he thwart the king? Now, if you think you know the answer, or just have nothing better to do this week, and you want to take a guess, send your answer to Puzzler Tower, Car Talk Plaza, Box 3500, Harvard Square, Cambridge,
Our Fair City,
Ma 02238. Or if you prefer, you can email us your answer from our website, cartalk.msn.com. Just click on the Talk to Car Talk section. And if we choose your answer, we'll send you something.
Yeah.
Now, if you'd like to call us, our number is 1-800-332-9287. Hello, you're on Car Talk.
Hello, my name is Alan Beautycan. I live down here in Southport, North Carolina.
Alan,
Yes,
please
Alan.
don't use a last name.
What a
you
pleasure to hear
moron.
from you.
Where are you from, Alan?
We can start again. I'll hang up. I'll call back.
I missed where you were from.
I'm from Southport, North Carolina.
Southport.
So are you Alan with two L's and an E or one L and another A?
Two L's and an A.
Ooh.
Two L's and A-L-L-A-N?
Yeah.
Oh.
Gee.
What do my parents know?
Well, they don't know how to spell, that's for sure. So what's your problem today?
I have a Ford Windstar, 97 Windstar. It runs fine. I love it. Everything is fine except for one thing. It locks itself automatically.
Doesn't that make you nuts?
Making me crazy.
Making me crazy, too. I hate that.
I do, too. In fact, not only does it make me crazy, but it attacks me. If my wife is driving, and down here, you don't live your life except in T-shirts and shorts, so you always have bare flesh showing somewhere. My elbow is on the side of the car where that little thing pops up, and every time she starts to drive, it goes down and grabs my arm with it.
Oh!
Makes me nuts because I wind up with a quarter-size black and blue mark, and this happened 3 times.
I mean, does it at least unlock when you put it into park? Or
No. Once it locks. You have to unlock it. In fact...
Yeah, a lot of the GM cars that have this feature, at least they have had the decency.
They didn't used to.
But people complained a lot, I guess.
Literally.
And at least some of them now, maybe even all of them, will disarm the locks when you've stopped and put the thing into park.
Not this thing.
But that's a pain.
It locks, and that's it. You may as well stay in the car until you unlock it.
So I guess the first thing is, why do these people do it?
Well, we
and
know why they do
secondly, can we disarm this stupid thing?
That's
and the
what
answer
I'm
is,
calling about.
I think so.
And of course, I asked Ford.
Yeah,
and the
they
dealer,
won't do it.
The dealer looked through their little booklet and said they don't have any information, so they called Ford. And they said, if you do it, but they didn't say how, but they said if you do it, it will invalidate the warranty.
On what? The transmission?
On the electrical system.
Bull. Tell them, try to prove that one in court.
Yeah, well, that's what they said to me.
I would say,
So I don't know what to do.
I would say go ahead and do it. And if Ford won't do it, somebody can figure it out. I mean, if you have
It's
the wiring
doable, isn't it?
diagram, you can figure it out.
Yeah, it's doable, isn't it?
Of course it's doable.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's
figured.
someplace there's a relay. And all we have to do is find out where that relay is. And the wiring diagram will tell us that.
Yeah, I've never been asked to disconnect one.
Really?
Although I can't wait.
Well, do you want to take a trip to Southport, North Carolina
Hey, it's
for
nice
the
down
weekend?
here. Come down here in November, December. It's really nice.
No,
Yeah,
if
it is certainly doable, though, Alan.
Good.
Well, I know that I would not buy any car
that did
that had this, no matter how much I liked it, because
Well, I
it
was
drives
never
me nuts.
I was never aware. I never had a car that did this. So when I bought it, I never thought twice about it. I figured, I wasn't aware. It surprised me, especially when it went down the first time and caught my arm. I nearly died.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
Well, plus the fact I don't want to be told when to lock the door. If I want to lock all the doors, I'll lock the damn doors myself.
That's the way I feel.
Yeah. Power to the people, baby.
Power to the baby people, whatever.
Oh, the baby people, whatever.
Good luck, Alan. Let us know if you get
Thank you so
arrested.
much. Bye-bye.
See you later. Wow, he was up in arms there, wasn't he?
Well, the thing's pinching his arm. I mean, the guy's in pain.
That guy's in pain.
Well, it's happened again. You've frittered. Frittered, that's an interesting word.
Oh.
Frittered away another hour listening to Car Talk.
Is there any relationship to, like, corn fritters?
Absolutely.
I'm sure there is.
That's entirely where it comes from.
Yeah.
Our esteemed producer is Doug the Subway Fugitive, not a slave to fashion Berman. Our associate producer and dean of the College of Automusicology is Ken Babyface Rogers. Our assistant producer is Catherine Crystal. Our
Are you a country singer on the other days of the week when you're not working for us?
Catherine Crystal Ray.
Crystal. She could be a country singer.
She could be.
Yeah.
Or a waitress in a diner.
Even
Hey, a cup of coffee, Crystal.
Crystal Ray.
Oh, Crystal Ray. I like it.
I like it.
Dump that Catherine thing. Crystal's it. Crystal's you. Our engineer is John Marston, and our technical and spiritual advisor is Mr. John S. Lawler. Our public opinion pollster is Paul Murky of Murky Research.
John S. Lawler.
Assisted by statistician Margin of Error. He's here today. I have to be nice.
To be nice.
Our director of new product repair is Warren T. Myfoot. Our staff butler from the Car Talk Mumbai division is Mahatma Kote. Our document security expert from the island of Jamaica is Euripides Upman. And our Italian governess is Donna De Everlearn. Our evasive driving instructor is Vera Abruptly. Our director of moral support is Hugh DeMann. Our director of Isuzu Trooper testing is Carl Flip. The chairman of the Federal Lubrication Board is Alan Greasepan. And our Leo Tolstoy biographer is Warren Peace, author of Leo Tolstoy by Warren Peace. Our chief counsel from the law firm of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe is Hugh Lewis Dewey, known on the benches of Harvard Square as Huey Louie Dewey. Thanks so much for listening. We're Click and Clack the Tappert Brothers. Don't drive like my brother.
And by the way, don't drive like my brother either.
We'll be back next week. Bye-bye.
And now, with an important announcement, here is Car Talk Plus's chief mechanic, Vinny Gulbats.
All right, now listen up here. If you just want a copy of this here Car Talk show, which happens to be number 38, is what you got to do, all right?
Yeah. You're going to give people like the phone number now. Is that right, Vinny?
No, I'm going to give them a recipe for pork flambe, you moron. The number to call is 303-823-8000.
What is pork flambe?
You're going to see what pork flambe is if you interrupt me one more time.
And what's the number if you want a best of Car Talk CD?
Hey, do we need to step outside after the show or what?
No, I'm sorry.
For Car Talk CDs, cassettes, T-shirts, etc., you call 303-823-8000. Or you visit our shameless commerce division at cartalk.msn.com. You got anything to add to that, Mr. Radio Man?
No, I don't.
Good. Car Talk is a production of Dewey, Cheatham & Howe and WBUR in Boston.
And even though Alex Chadwick groans every time he hears us say it, this is NPR, National Public Radio.
With a major shift in our politics underway in this country, 1A is drilling down on what's at stake for you and our democracy. In our weekly series, If You Can Keep It, we put these changes into focus and answer your questions about the impact of the Trump administration on the U.S. Join us every Monday for If You Can Keep It on the 1A podcast from NPR and WAMU.
Here on The Indicator from Planet Money, we fanned out across the country to ask how you are feeling about the 2025 economy.
Anxious. Uncertain.
Unfair.
Turbulent.
Crazy.
We don't just recite the headlines, we show you how the economy is affecting your life in 10 minutes or less. Each weekday, listen to The Indicator from Planet Money, wherever you get your podcasts.
What would you think if you saw a robot dog out for a walk in your neighborhood?
What the hell is that? Oh my God.
This is Basha. She's hanging out with us. So could they have a medium?
Double takes, and how they can change your point of view. That's on the TED Radio Hour podcast from NPR.